Hello and welcome back to another video. Today we're unboxing another console. This is another one by Bandai. I've had a look at a few consoles by them in the past. This is the Bandai Arcadia, which is a version of the Emerson Arcadia released by Bandai, similar to how they released the Intellivision and a bunch of other consoles in Japan. Also made a few of their own. We have a look at this. We have looked at an Arcadia console in the past, although that one didn't come with a box, and that's the American version, so we'll have a look at this one as well. So the first thing would be to take the bubble wrap off. Probably just cut it from the top, otherwise it's going to be a bit more difficult on the sides. There we are, getting a good look already. It's also wrapped in like a cooling film as well. Let's just take the bubble wrap off first. Looks like this console is actually made in Hong Kong. There we go. Pretty hard to fit that on screen. So we'll cut this off. And I think, how does it open? So it does open from the side, or does it just come up? No, I think it does just open from the side. Okay, that's probably just how you're supposed to get into it. So here is the front of the box. We've got two people playing Alien Invaders, obviously, basically Space Invaders. This with a few buildings in the background. We've got the control pad, so it's similar to the Intellivision control pad, where you've got those little numbers there, which I believe this does also have inserts you can place on top. Bigger cartridges. Got a couple options on the front. Reset, select, option start, and similar to the Intellivision again, does have disc controllers. Except these ones have the ability to screw in a little joystick as well. So there's another picture of Alien Invaders, which is the same image as the one on the screen here. That's folded in the corner there. I'll fix that up. Let's push that in and we'll have a look at the other side as well. I think there's some pictures of some games. Another pictures of people enjoying the system. And the same images on the back as well. So here's a few different images of games. As you can see, they look pretty decent. It's better than something like the 2600. Looks like better quality. Probably slightly worse than what the Intellivision had, but it's still pretty basic graphics. You can see you've got like a Pac-Man clone. Got some 3D style game, got some maze game, Jump Bug, which I think is a version of an arcade game. It looks like different inspired games. Maybe that is based on, I think it's called Berserk, on the 2600 it looks like. So we'll open this up and we'll actually have a look at the system itself now. So it is in like a giant foam block. In here pretty tight. I have to open up the other side as well and sort of slide it out. It does not want to come out. So here are the contents of the box. It's the big foam block there. What game is already with it is this Space Pirates, so I think I already have. Pretty small contacts at the bottom for this big cartridge, and there are also cartridges, we've seen a few in the past, where they're basically half the height, not this full height. I guess it's just depending how many chips they need and how big the PCB needs to be. They just use different size case. It was pretty basic. Even looks like the chamfering on there. Problem with the connector isn't like machine iron. It's very, very rough. So I imagine it's probably potentially even cut by hand, the bottom of the PCB. These little joystick things in here. There's only one. Maybe the other one's, oh here it is. Got the RCA cable, pretty long, so not very good plastic. So the foam, if we look on here, you can see where the cables are sort of eaten into the foam, which luckily the system itself doesn't look like that's happened to it, so that is still good condition. Got the little RF switch box. And obviously this doesn't output like a video signal, it outputs basically a broadcast signal that you have to connect and put in your antenna and then tune this to the right channel. There's NTSC, VHF, the very high frequency channels 1 or 2, which are the 2 channels. Normally you have to switch between, probably got that at the bottom. But it does look like the Emerson Arcadia basically just has been rebranded with different logos. Bandai Electronics is the power brick, 10 volts out. Probably try using this with, we do have a 9-volt adapter. Is center positive or negative? Let's check. Center positive, so we won't use our 9 volts. That is center negative. I can probably find something else that I can use it with. Here is the controller. Nothing really under here. It's actually pretty similar to the Bandai Intellivision, rest of the Intellivision in general. It does have this like underside molded base here. As again, pretty similar with the disc pad here and the buttons. It's quite reminiscent. And of course the cartridge goes there, but squeaky these wires. As goes in like that. And here's one of the overlays for a cartridge. Space Pirate, so obviously this game. This is cartridge 2, but I imagine actually there's no manual. I see, maybe it's under there. But I think there should be 2, one for each controller. I think I did have a box copy of this, and one of the controllers has these controls and different. The first controller has a different set of controls. Not sure, does this just fit under there so it doesn't slide in like the television one? So it doesn't really as flush. That sort of still works. Take that out, and that basically allows you to see what the actual controls are instead of just having to memorize which numbers represent what. So these are 2 of the controls, freeze and unfreeze, and there's different ones for the left hand side. Power, start, option, select, reset. So it does seem pretty good. It's got a wide range of different controls you can use. Let's lift this out. So there is no manual or anything. Very squeaky. And here is the bottom of the system. Just a serial number. Got the channel 1, 2 switch there. Default DC 12 volt in, which is a bit interesting. And that I'm not sure. That's for another accessory you can plug in. It's like a headphone jack style. There's another one on this side as well. So maybe there's like light gun controllers or some additional controllers, one for each side that you can plug in. And you use those instead of using these controllers. I'm not exactly sure. The video cable is attached, which is quite common in all of these older systems. Let's put that down. So that's 12 volts in, and this is 10 volts out. Maybe they basically got the control systems built, but they had to make their own adapters to provide those, or maybe it's just also just the wrong adapter. If we look at the gap there, it doesn't really seem like it's molded for it. So it might be a different adapter. I'm not exactly sure, but we'll leave this video here. This is a quick look at the Bandai version of the Emerson Arcadia. The cartridges are the same, so I can also use my other games with it. So yeah, we'll leave this video here. If you like the video, comment down below your thoughts, ideas, reviews, and subscribe so you can see videos like this in the future.
Yeah.